Oh, wow. Hello, 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 y'all. This is the Goddess Raven show, and I'm Goddess Raven, of course. How you doing, Mabel? I see you up in the building. Ernestine, Scarlett King, how you doing? Sorry I'm late, but I was late because I was watching a twerking bunny. I was enjoying watching a twerking bunny. So that is what I was doing. So my bad, y'all. So tonight I'll have somebody coming up tonight. Right now, I'm just going to be chatting with y'all for a little bit. And I will never forget, there was one occasion that I don't know what the deal is. Well, I was lost. I had to be somewhere and I was lost. And I was starting to get very scared because I couldn't figure out the directions of where I was going. And I really was starting to get a little bit scared. So, I was just asking for help in my, just asking God and everything, like, geez, I need some help here. I am mother flipping lost. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm in the right direction. I don't know if I'm in even the right part of the city that I'm supposed to be in to get where I'm got to go. All of a sudden, this lady comes up to me and I'm just like, hi, do you know how to get to such and such location? And the person was like, yeah, you just, make a turn here, take the train back to such and such, and you'll be right at the location that you want to be at. And I was like, thank you. So by the time she walked past me and I turned to pick my bag up and turned back around, that lady was gone. Now, this was impossible. There was nowhere, there was nowhere for her to disappear to, and she just disappeared. And I was like, there's no way she could have disappeared in a matter of me just turning my head to pick a bag up and turn back around. She was gone. Like, poof, gone. All I could say was, one, I was a little like, I was like, what the? Hmm? But at the same time, I said, you know what, thank you, universe. Thank you, God, or thank you, the angel, or, the spirit guide, or somebody, whoever. Thank you for coming down and helping me because I had zero clue what the heck was going on. But yeah, so that was my strange, weird encounter, y'all. So let me go through everything. Mabel, hi everyone. How you doing? Ernestine, what's good? Hey, Raven and Ravens. Scarlett King, how you doing? I hope you ain't gonna be up in them bushes hiding, girl. Hey, Sandy, myself, how you doing? You know, hey Ravens, hey, Sandy, myself, how you doing? I need to go in and whew. Yeah, so that was my little weird little paranormal story. Like I did not expect that at all. Like for the person came, gave me directions, and it's like I'm like thinking, okay, maybe the person got in a car. Nope, no car, no building entrance to go into, nothing, just poof, gone. I still to this day it blows my mind, and I still do not believe. Like I don't believe it. I really don't. So how is everybody doing tonight? Like last time we had this after dark. Well, they do say you never know when you're talking to an angel in disguise, and that is true. That is absolutely true. That you do not know you never know who you're talking to. This is it's you're absolutely right. And look how that went down. So I'm glad to do this live because I haven't done an after dark in so long. So I wanted to do this one, and I'm happy to be back. I'm happy that I have the energy to do this live, and I don't want to overdo it. But we do have a special guest coming on tonight that is going to talk. Oh my gosh! Matter of fact, I am going to have to make sure that I give the person the link. Girl, you is effing up here. Ah, mm, let me see which one of my mods is going to be up in the building tonight. Let me hit Michaela up. See what she doing. Okay, what you doing? All right, and so I hit her up. I'm glad you're feeling better. Shoot, me, and you both. I'm feeling glad. I am super happy. Right now, I'm sitting here. I got the air conditioner on, and I'm sweating. I think it's from whatever I'm eating some superfoods. So I think that's making me sweat a little bit. So let me keep the link. All right, link right here. I don't know. So how many have had sleep paralysis? How many who think they saw ghosts or had something that they just could not explain happen to them? Okay, I cannot do it on this site because if I do it here, eating a 16-inch Italian sausage sandwich. Michaela, your ass is always eating something. Ah, her ass is always eating something. I swear to you. I don't know how the flip she remains like 20 pounds soaking wet and always eating something. She gonna be mad I'm talking ish about her weight. Oh Jesus. Don't y'all tell her now what the hell I said. All right, don't say nothing now. Okay. Y'all come on out them bushes. I know. I got this Raven show. Tired of seeing me in the chat. Honestly, I ain't never gonna be tired of seeing up in the chat. And you know, Scarlett always says she's the type that hangs up in the bushes. That's just it. She's the bushes type. And you know, a lot of people been in my lives. They've been in two lives already. So they might be all conked out on lives at this point. A lot of people taking their ass to sleep at this point. I do not blame them. It's Friday night. At this point, people are trying to go out and party and have a good old time. But a lot of people with this whole stuff of COVID is staying in. So if you're staying in, you might as well stay in with my black behind, sitting here talking about ghost stories and paranormal activity and tarot cards and spirituality and magic. So that's what I think this is going to be the live about. You could bring up all of those topics on Friday night. Tarot cards, spirituality, paranormal activity, all of that good stuff. I'm going to make it parent that Friday. Metaphysical and Fridays. I like the fact that it rained all day, and so when I look out through my window, like the raindrops on the window looks like little diamonds, and they're just sparkling. And I don't know. I can look and see it, anything and see positive. Just find something beautiful or nice or something in it. I'm having one of those moments, y'all. Okay, so that was basically it for me and my story. I mean, besides the fact that when I grew up in a house where my grandfather haunted my house for many years, I think until my grandmother finally did something about it and told him to be at peace. My grandfather was constantly in our home, haunting the hell out of our crib. Like the lights would turn on and off in my crib. You would hear chairs moving upstairs, and there'd be nobody upstairs because everybody was at work. Um, you would hear the creaking of the like his favorite chair, and this chair like made a distinctive noise. It was a heavy leather chair, very heavy, and so you had to when he sat down in it, it would always make this noise. And I swear to you, it would still do that every now and then. You would hear the chair creak, and you'd hear noises in the chair. You'd smell his cigar because he used to smoke cigars, so you could smell it. It was just so weird. Are you going to do a random tarot pull tonight? Yes. So I'm definitely going to do a random tarot card pull tonight. I might just pull one card out of one of the decks and see what it says tonight. So I'm very curious on what it's going to say. Hmm. I sure is. Michaela, how dare you always eating? Need to share some of that food with me, damn it. That's what you need to do. Share some food. I hope you brought enough for everybody in the room. It's not that many. So it's 8 of us in here right now. I hope you brought food for 8. I hope you brought food for 9. So I hope you brought some food. Because I am hungry too. Oh yeah, so I'm used to ghosts. I'm used to seeing ghosts. I'm used to seeing all kinds of weird stuff. I swear to you, I'm so used to it at this damn point that if a ghost walk up to me and have a convo with me, it would not be at this point shocking to me at this point because I'm just used to it. So, because I grew up with my grandfather in my house, haunting the living crap out of all of us in the crib. Hmm. It's a 16-inch Italian sausage. Everyone can get 2 inches. So 2 inches. Well, that's nice. That's something. That's 2 inches enough to feed my ass. I'm good. I don't require much on a meal. Ever since I've been sick, I don't eat as much food. What we talking about? So tonight is we're doing After Dark, and it's scary stories, paranormal, metaphysical, spirituality night. So basically, we could talk about paranormal activity, ghosts, sleep paralysis. You ever had experience with the Ouija board? We could talk about tarot cards. We could talk about all of that kind of energy tonight on Friday nights. And in a couple minutes at 11 o'clock, we should be having a guest come through, and they are going to be talking to us about haunted stories. Okay, so they've been visiting these haunted places and stuff like that. And it's Unknown Hauntings, and they have been when that new Candyman come out. See, that's one thing. I'm too scared. I am too scared. This movie is Candyman based on a real, actual, factual situation? That's the thing that I don't know. Some people were saying that this was actually real. So is it? Is that story based on a true story? Let me see if this is is the movie based on a true story? No, it's not. He's a fictional character who was first appeared in a 1985 short story titled "The Forbidden." So it's not real. Yeah. So I'm all thinking, oh my gosh, is this a real situation with the candy man? And it's not. It's not real. It's not. It's fake. You telling me you think it's real? Okay, so here we go. Did you ever say it 5 times in the mirror and wait to be slaughtered? Some of your friends probably flick the lights on and off when you finish chanting the words. But do you know where it originated? The 1992 slasher film depicted the urban legend of Seaman, but before the film, it actually wasn't an urban legend. If you, what? Have never watched the film but heard of Seaman legend, then this is probably news to you. The Seaman is born from the actual urban legend of Bloody M, saying that in the mirror a few times too, didn't you? And the Hook Man. The Seaman or Daniel is in fact a fictional character portrayed in the movie as a vengeful ghost of an African American man brutally murdered for a forbidden interracial love affair in the 19th century, who haunts and kills anyone who calls his name. However, before they made the film, there was a real life sea person who created fear or trick or treating that is still present today. In 1974, a man from Texas named Ronald O'Brien gave pixie sticks to five trick or treaters, two of them being his own children. Innocent, right? But each pixie stick was filled with cyanide. What? His 8-year-old son died an hour after consuming the cyanide. Luckily, the other four children did not eat them. As a result, parents across the country vowed never to celebrate Halloween again, and many people claim that the holiday would never be the same after that incident. O'Brien was shocked by the incident. He gave a eulogy at his son's funeral, and where the pixie sticks came from continued to be a mystery. That was until police discovered that O'Brien had recently taken out life insurance for his children. The amount he was set to receive almost totaled all of his debts. Even on trial, O'Brien claimed to be innocent. Detectives described him as very cold and calculating, that his actions were merely a means to an end. The jury found him guilty and sentenced him to death. Almost 10 years after his son's death, O'Brien was executed on March 1984. Some of O'Brien's actions, however, remain a mystery. Why did he give the pissy sticks to other children? Was it to cover his tracks? And surely there was a better way out of debt than killing his own child. If it wasn't O'Brien and he truly was innocent, if the life insurance was a coincidence, although doubtful, who did it and why? So the legacy left behind has spread across the world. Stories about poison candy and apple with razor blades spread through neighborhoods like wildfire. Many people do not allow their children to trick or treat, or at least not be alone. And even then, do not let them eat a thing until they have thoroughly checked it. Although trick or treating is unlikely to go ahead this year. So, yeah, that's basically in a nutshell. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. That just scared the living ishmaeli out of me. Wow. Wow, Sandy. See, that's my unexplained story. I didn't have tissue anywhere around me. Well, my best friend passed away from sickle cell. I have sickle cell trait. It took I took it really hard. I cried every night. Well, one night I woke up to tissue by my head, but didn't put it there. I think it was my friend. Wow. The killer, who was named Parents, owned a candy chocolate factory, and he would get boys drunk and high, and killed them. Oh no, jeez, we are really on the scary tonight. Hi, Raven. Hi, everybody. But incognito for a while, lost my significant other suddenly, and still in shock, mentally exhausted. Oh my God. I am so sorry to hear this. I'm so sorry you're going through this. There is nothing worse than losing a loved one mysteriously. It's seriously, I'm so sorry to hear that. Mhm. I woke up gasping for air out of my sleep one time, looked at the clock, and it was 4:17. Come to find out, my boyfriend at the time died exactly at that time. Oh my gosh. What is up? These are some scary stories. Here I am. The only thing I got to talk about is my grandfather haunting our crib and pulling chairs out, turning lights on, and smoking cigars in the crib. But these are some scary, 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 stories. See, no, 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 no. Y'all making me want to bring out my Bible and get me my holy water. I'm starting to get a little scared. See, now I'm gonna be on the phone with Michaela until I fall asleep tonight. You think I'm playing? No, I ain't playing. I'm gonna be right on the phone with her until I fall asleep tonight. So, like no, 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 no. Holy shit! What was that? I just saw a shadow of something. See, that's that BS right here now. I don't know. I'm scared. Now I'm nervous and scared. I'm about to sleep with my lights on tonight. See, now my phone, my electric bill gonna be high this month because I'm keeping the light on for the next couple of days because my ass scared. Okay, I do. I really do believe that when people pass on, they can deliver a message to you. Just because they are gone in the physical flesh, don't mean they are gone from your life. They're not. Um, my raggedy ass phone keep freezing. Don't you be telling me that shish, Michaela, because I am gonna be scared all damn night. Better answer your phone, damn it. You don't tell me your phone freezing. Okay. Hey, brown skin 81. Thank you, and Michaela. LOL. Thank you, Sandy, me, myself, and I. Hey, Pop. Don't tell me that, Ish. I don't want to hear about no frozen phones and nothing like that. Because, damn it, I will group chat all you people up in here. I'm planning to see it. I am going to go see it, even though my ass is a scaredy cat. I will be watching it. But I got to watch it during the day, on a Sunday. I got to do all of those things to watch it. I can't watch it by myself either. Don't scare me. So I'm gonna have to watch it on Sunday or during the daytime, and I mean daytime, daytime. Like I gotta watch it like 11 a.m. Like I agree with them living on. My logical brain makes me question religion, but I feel there has to be more to life. There is way more than life. I will always believe that just because our ancestors and just because our boyfriends, our husband, our wives, whoever it may be in your life, they pass on. Please don't think that they are gone from your life. No, you can dream them. They can come to you in your dreams. They can help you in the spiritual world. They can give you advice. They can watch over you. They can do a lot of things. I tell you, there was a story that Jack A. Harry told. Y'all, I don't know. Y'all know who Jack A. Harry is from 227, Sister Sister. She told a story about how she was a little girl and that somebody had broke into her home. Someone broke into her home and had attempted to try to her. But her grandfather, who passed on, his spirit was able to come back and fight that dude off. Fight him off enough and injure him enough that the man ran up out the place, ran up out the crib, and did not touch Jack A. Harry. and she said that the spirit, her grandfather, the spirit stayed with her until stayed with her for a couple minutes more and then left. And then she screamed, and then her I think her aunt or her family, somebody in the family, rushed into the crib and hugged her and asked her what was going on, what happened. And yeah, that the guy got caught eventually, and I think that he got sentenced to I don't know how many years in prison. But Jack A. Harry said that the man, her grandfather, was passed on and dead and came back and protected her. So I do believe that. Please don't think that because these spirit with your loved ones have left you, don't think that they are gone. They not. They're around you. He said it. Yeah, he's not. He is dead in the physical, in the flesh, but his spirit is still alive with you and among us and walking with us. So yeah, I'm telling you, that's why I mentioned this. Dreams. Don't think for instance that they can't come back to you. They will come back to you in dreams. They will come back to you with special numbers you'll see, certain signs and stuff. And yeah, they will let you know that they still around you. Yeah, I hope he's still around me. He is. I guarantee you he's still around you. And if you ask him to come to your dreams, he will. I bet you if you ask him to show you some signs over time, he will. And just know that you talking to him, you want to talk to him, you can talk to him like me and you talking right now. Have a conversation with him, say his name, and just have a regular conversation with him, and I guarantee you he will hear every word that you say. Everything. He knows you are going through that process of mourning and grieving his loss and everything. But he's there with you. Don't ever think he's not. He's in the spiritual plane and he can help you even in the spiritual world with advice, with protection, protecting you, watching over your home, watching over your crib, watching over you, keeping you safe. He can be your protector in spirit. So he's there with you. Let me see. Now I see 417 everywhere I go. Whenever I look at a clock, it says 147, 417, 714, 741 a.m. or p.m. Or I see it on a license plate. Played it tonight when playing the Ohio Lotto. Sandra. I believe spirits of loved ones can be around too, Raven. I have too many experiences to know better. I believe it. I believe it. I 100% believe it. And that was his way of telling you he's with you. I have a dream, and he told me he wasn't dead. Then that is factual. Then that is him trying to come back to you and tell you, don't think that I am away, that I'm gone. I may be gone in the physical flesh, but in spirit, I am still with you, and will always be with you until you no longer need me, and then I will go on. But they will always be with us. Don't ever think for a second that you are alone. You're not. They're with us. Well, Michaela, I have the same experience. I see a loved one passing dates all the time too. Oh wow. Hell, last night my bedroom TV cut on out of nowhere. When I went into the room, it was one and loud as F. My closet door was open. I never leave my closet door open because my gun's in there. Wow, I truly believe my mother, who passed last August, saved my daughter's life in December. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Don't think that because they have passed on in the physical flesh, that these people cannot help you still. Your loved ones will always be around you. They can always be helpful to you, whether in their flesh or whether in their spiritual realm. They can still help you. And if you believe that your mother um, last August saved your daughter, I believe it. I believe it. Sandy, it wasn't the date that he died, but the time. He died at 4:17 a.m. according to his death records. That's when I woke up gasping for air. was the last person you spoke with. Then I went before I went to bed. Thank you, Raven. You're welcome. You are absolutely welcome. Don't ever think that that your loved one, your hubby, is not with you. He is. Have conversations with them. He'll listen. People be thinking I'm weird. I be talking to myself. No, boo boo. I ain't talking to myself. I'm talking to my ancestors. I'm talking to my spirit guides. I'm talking to my angels that surround me all the time. Me and them, we be having some good old conversations. I talked to my grandmother. Let me tell you something. And this is a story that I really don't ever really tell much, but I will never forget. And I'll say this. I'll always say this. I had nothing but $5 funky to my name. I was broke. Okay, you hear me? I was broke, y'all. I had $5 to my name, and I called on my grandmother and I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Nene, but you always been there for me. You always said you never leave my side, and you always be there for me. And I don't know what I'm going to do because all I got is $5, and I have a whole entire week ahead of me of having to pay for lunch for work, paying for transportation back and forth from work, and I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I swear to God, I heard my grandmother's voice, and my grandmother told me to go buy a scratch-off ticket. And I said, scratch-off ticket? I only got $5, and you want me to spend the whole entire $5 on a scratch-off ticket? And them tickets are expensive. $5, that's all I got. She said my nickname and told me go get that ticket. So I did it. I went and bought the scratch off ticket, y'all. I hit for $500. I hit for $500 on that $5 scratch off ticket. But she said to me, baby girl, and then she used my nickname that I ain't gonna say out loud, but she used my nickname and she said, I'm not done. She said, I'm not done. Use that, cash that money in and go and buy the next ticket. Buy the next ticket. Buy one more ticket. Just one more ticket. So I went and I bought another ticket. I bought the second scratch off ticket. And this was a $5 casino something super ticket. And I bought it and I hit for another $500. So I went from, and it's so funny that I only had $5 left and hit for $500 on one ticket and hit for another $500 on another ticket. Two tickets for $500. And all I had was $5 left to my name. That two tickets and that $1,000 that I won, it got me through some weeks, y'all. Crazy, huh? So don't think that your ancestors, that because they passed over, that they can't help you. They can. They can. Mhm. Uh, so after dark virtual, virtual. Uh, I'm changing this paranormal. Uh, okay, and 1, 2, 3, save. Okay, so they won't let me change it. Okay, so let me see. Has anyone ever dreamt about the lotto numbers, didn't play it, and the number actually fell? I've had that happen to me twice. That has happened to me once, and the number was, I think, 4208 or something like that. And the number came out next day. I could have won me some money. But yeah, I messed up and didn't play the numbers. Okay, at Michaela, she is and stronger than ever. Wow, at Michaela and wow at Goddess Raven show. Yep. Wow. Hope she's doing better, Brownston. Back in 2014, I saw an angel in the cemetery while visiting my best of friend. The creepiest part is it was an actual lady. She hugged me because I was crying, then she vanished. Even my ex-husband saw us hug. See what I'm saying? This is crazy. I'm loving this life. My dad passed away 4 years ago, and I feel as though he's closer to me now more than when he was alive. He always communicates with me in dreams. If you, isn't that so crazy? That it's so crazy that they can be like so standoffish in life, and then when they pass on, that's when they're more loving because that's when they realize things. So now they're more loving, they're more understanding, they're more protective, they're there for you more, they're more supportive to you because of it. So I'm glad that you are now closer with each other and able to communicate with each other. She was just struggling as a teenager, losing my mom and being quarantined. Yeah, that is not easy. My ex-hubby and I rode through the cemetery for over an hour looking for the lady and couldn't find her. She was roughly 60, black, long silver hair, and had an all white on. She said, "Come here, you need a hug." Good Lord, that is something. I hugged this lady angel, which seemed like forever, all while crying about my best of friend. Then after we stopped hugging, the lady just vanished. My ex-husband was literally hollering, saying, "What the F?" I remember one of the numbers was 111 and forgot the other numbers, but I told my cousin's girlfriend. She forgot to play them, but she told me the exact numbers fell. We both were sick, lol. Has anyone ever dreamt about the lotto? Yeah, I did. I've had that lotto thing. And I was so pissed that I did not get to play the numbers because the numbers sure hell came out. Wow, now that's something at Michaela. Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like that's why when people don't, when people do not believe in the spiritual world and ghosts and ancestors and people able to come back and help us, I just look at that. I look at them like they're crazy, and they look at me like I'm crazy. But I ain't crazy. I know for a fact that these our loved ones are around us. Our loved ones are here around us, protecting us, helping us in our dreams, and giving us signs in life and stuff, and warning us on things. I thank God every day for that I'm open, to that and to them. And I want to say thank you to everybody who's sharing their story. Like, seriously, I really appreciate it. Now, I have dropped this. Let me see something here. So, I am waiting on my guest to show up. I hope they know how to use the StreamYard link. That's the only thing I'm worried about. They're not knowing how to use the StreamYard link. But they know what time that they're supposed to come up because I dang sure am not trying to be up here too long because I don't have my energy. Oh my gosh, I don't know why. I just feel so bruised. All of a sudden, I felt a pain in the back of my shoulder. So that is crazy. I don't know how I would react because that's different. Like to have somebody actually physically say, "Come here, you need a hug," and hug me, and then my husband my ex well husband at the time sees this, and then sees her disappear. That's some crazy ish. But the thing is, all you had to do, Michaela, was look at the tombstones in that area. It's in a box grid. They would say they're in a box grid. So a square grid And if you look in that square grid of where the tombstones are, you will find her tombstone. You will find that lady who hugged you's tombstone. Her tombstone will be in that grid. So it's always in a grid. So her tombstone of whoever that was that did that, hugged you, it's in that grid. One of those tombstones would have been hers. So you were looking all over the whole entire cemetery for her, but her tombstone you probably was not that far from where your friend was at. What even spookier is, I called my grandma. Then she went on to tell me a similar story that happened to my fam from Chicago while here. They were visiting their dad's grave and encountered the same lady. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking that the lady may have been an ancestor. Hmm. Hmm. That's something right there, huh? Wow. That's a crazy story right there. Jeez. And that just goes to show you. You never know. You never know to have an ancestor come back and be there for you like that. Ooh, Lord. Okay, I am back. Hey, Monica, how you doing? So, what are y'all? I did not. You know what? I love to do these lives because I tell you, you never know what story you're going to get from, people in the chat. You just never know. So I want to say thank you. Uh, Let me see something. What happened? Okay. Deanna C. Hey, Deanna, how you doing? It's good to see you up in the building also. Okay, copy. I don't know. I don't know if the person's in the chat. LOL. Now that's interesting, Aunt Michaela. She's probably watching over you and your family all the time. And maybe she's like one of them great great aunts, great great grandmothers. You never know. But I think that's kind of amazing. I never been so shocked in my life. I'm just so happy someone witnesses besides, because they would have thought I was smoking crack and meth and etc. Hmm. So glad I finally caught it alive. And that spirit looks so scary. Oh my gosh. It does, doesn't it? It goes with the whole woo theme. It showed you. Hmm. Hey, Gina C, it's good to see the After Dark fam. Exactly. It feels good to be back and doing an After Dark. Ah, I know a lot of people are not back in the building yet because honestly, a lot of people are sick. And that's something I didn't really like. A lot of our regulars, some of them are sick, some of them are going through stuff, and over time they will be back up in the lives again. Well, it's good to see some of y'all here tonight with me. Thank you, I appreciate it. It is already 45 minutes in, and I'm wondering where homeboy at. Hey Sandy, me myself, so glad the band is back together again. Yeah, it's good to be back. It definitely is. I missed you all. Ah, Okay. Okay. All right. So I don't know. I'm waiting for him to hit me back. I think this is so weird. Like all day long, the person been hitting me up. Unless the person is nervous, that person could be nervous. Um, Possibly my great grandmother just passed in 2015. She was 101 years old and she died in my house in her hospital bed because she lived with me. But I never seen her spirit, probably because she knows I'm scared. Mm, okay. Hope the guest speaker shows up. Sounds like Raven is about to wrap it up. I hear yawning. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm honestly not trying to wrap it up yet. I'm hanging in there, but I've done this is my third live. My third live. Each live has been like about an hour and so minutes. So yeah. And now at this point it's like 11:27. Usually I'm already yeah, knocked out. Well, not knocked out sleeping, but I don't know. At this point, I'm usually taking it down. Condolences at Michaela. I'm sure she is around. I'm sure all our ancestors are around, watching over us and keeping us all safe. I hope so. Oh, my father's around. I definitely know my grandmother's around. I believe my grandfather's around. Matter of fact, let me think while I'm sitting here. Let me think about a tarot card that I want to pull out that will represent the chat tonight. Let's see what else card I'll get. Hmm. Okay. All right. So I got my cards. Okay. Hmm. All right. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna do very light card work tonight. Uh, all right. Uh, I don't want to do too much. Allergy. All right. Let me see what everybody says. My dad is always in a lot of my dreams. My internet went down and Tex had to fly to the mountain to fix the broken fiber. Of course, I had to come spend time in rural Alaska at the wrong time. Oh my gosh. My son has a little neighbor that lives across the street. He was walking behind us, and I started running to get away from him. Next day, found out what? Oh my gosh. Okay. That is something right there. That's deep. All right. All right. So I'm just going through the cards, seeing what they want to say tonight. Hello, cards. What you got to tell me tonight, baby? Hmm? What you got to tell me? One card dropped out, two cards dropped out. So let's see what the cards are. Let me get the light over here so I can see and start reading what these cards say on here. All right. So I pulled two cards already, and I'm going to look and see what the cards got to say. And the cards are saying joy and contentment, guardian angel. So the guardian angel card has come out, y'all. Okay, and the guardian angel card, this is what I'm pulling for the room. Okay, and it says everyone has a guardian angel who has been with them since their soul creation. Now your guardian angel is drawing closer to you than ever. This angel guide knows you, loves you, and accepts you completely. Before your incarnate incarnation on earth, you dance across the stars together. If you're feeling overwhelmed or alone at this time, know that your angel guide is with you to share their love and make you feel safe. You never walk this path alone. Angels are always there to light the way. This card is a huge reminder that you always have their help, support, and companionship available to you. So the message is you are an independent soul and often find yourself trying to do everything on your own. But know that even just a quick prayer to your guardian angel can take away some of that pressure. Your angel wants to hear more from you. In order to support you fully, they must be invited to do so. But then, but then, no request is too much. Your angel guides were made for you and is dedicated to you. Take time today for an easy and informal conversation with them. Speak openly in a heartfelt way about your life, any challenges you are facing, anything you need help with. Through that conversation, their help will find its way to you. When you draw this card, they want you to know that they are with you. So there you go. That is the Guardian card. And the other card is of okay, so I don't know. It says be here now. Enjoy the present moment and all of the positive experiences that have unfolded and are continuing to unfold. A wave of contentment is washing over your life. Contentment is about taking time to reflect on your situation. Enjoy the moment and trust that you are always being guided. Your angel team is encouraging you to follow your heart now. Do what makes your heart and soul sing. Do what makes you smile, dance, and rejoice in the glory of life. Your angel guide is encouraging you to live your joy fully. Know that your ultimate purpose is to live joyfully, and through the expression of your joy, you will reach a state of bliss and contentment. Happiness is the key to inner peace, and you are given an opportunity to enjoy it now. So, in other words, if you find yourself feeling sad, drained, or overwhelmed, know that this is all about to change. In order to usher positive energy into your life, your angels are encouraging you to do what makes you feel alive. Whether you are drawn to pursuing a hobby, spending time in nature, or with loved ones, or even having a digital detox, you're being guided to make those moves now. Anything that makes you feel positive, blessed, and joyful will support you in magnetizing more of these feelings and experiences into your life. Your angels are waiting to shine their light and love on your world. So call on them to bring that love in now. So damn, this is really saying like, for you when for you feeling sad, feeling drained, or feeling overwhelmed right now with loss, know that that is going to change. You're not going to stay in this state of sadness forever. You're not going to stay in this state of depression forever. You're not going to stay in this state of mourning forever. That this too shall pass. They're with you. Your angels are with you. Your loved ones are with you. They're with you. And this too shall pass. So this too shall get better. So that is the message that they want to deliver. The guardian angel, call on them, and to know that this sadness and overwhelming feeling that you're feeling right now is not going to last. It's going to change. So that was the message right there. And let's see what my other angel cards have to say. I haven't used this deck in a long time. That's a nice, yeah, I thought it was a very nice message because they're saying, like, I guess this is the message to someone who is feeling sad, depressed, and down in the dumps. Know that this too shall pass. This ain't gonna last. What in hell? What? Um, huh? Yeah, I don't know what that is, but okay. Let's see. I'm gonna have to go back. So let's see what it's saying here. Um, you'll be surprised. There are a lot more Black people in Alaska than you think, especially in the bigger towns like Anchorage and Fairbanks. Wow. Okay. We learned something new here, huh? 27 of my family members just come back from Hawaii on Monday. My bro is stationed there. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Is what message do we want to what message do you want to deliver tonight, cards? Tell me. What do you want me to know? Speak up. You'd be surprised. Okay. Monica, you will live out your babies and grands, so it shall be in the name of Most High. I don't know why the person thought I said I couldn't do a live tonight or whatever the case may be, but the person read my message the wrong way and is saying I read that wrong. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Uh, okay, I should be trying to talk at the same time, but I'm trying to shuffle this deck of cards and see what they got to say. What do y'all have to say, cards? That's crazy because I don't shuffle the deck and I'm still getting the same card that fell out. Like, how is that possible? I think that's kind of crazy. Don't give up. Help is on the way. All you need is you. Don't let fear stop you. Focus on your health. Don't let others stand in your way. Others look up to you. Something better is on the way. Spend more time outdoors. Be okay. Okay. That's it. Now I wanted to do a little poll to see what the energy is and what I got to say tonight. So that's it. Not bad. I'm content with what the cards are saying tonight. I really am. Let me see if it will give me something else. I got a bunch of cards deck coming. I can't believe it. I'm starting to get like my friend Queen Offset. I'm starting to get like her, become addicted to these damn decks. I never realized like how many card decks I started off with, just a few, and next you know, I'm starting to get more and more decks of tarot cards and oracle cards. And what the hell is going on? Like, who told me? And somebody should have told me they like potato chips. You just can't have one. Mm-hmm. Mm, okay. Love love those two messages. Well, thank you. I'm glad that you like the messages. Let me see something here. I'm using one of my favorite other decks, and I want to see what the message is. I forgot what you want me to know tonight. Let me know what you want me to know tonight. What you can use me to show the message you want to show. Okay. So I don't know what the heck. Now he says he ready. Okay. I got the Five of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Nine of Cups, Six of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So the first two cards were 5 and 5, right? And remember, I was telling you the story about my grandmother and how she helped me get money. And the two cards, was I got $500 on 2 scratch-off tickets. So the two first cards are fives. Ah, hmm. Damn, I ain't getting no pentacles. Like, what's up with the no pentacles? So the Five of Cups, what is this meaning? I can only see what I've lost. What? Five of Cups is a card of undeniable disappointment. It doesn't matter that there are 2 cups still standing. What? So this is about loss. The Five of Cups shows up as a permission to evaluate what you have lost. Take time for mourning. So this is once again, like I think, a message to Marissa because it's talking about loss. So I'm gonna finish these cards in a minute because I have somebody sitting back here that is late. Ah, turn my light off. Ah, okay, so let me see.
Hi.
Okay, hold on. Let me remove this. Hello, how is it going?
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I read the message wrong.
Yeah, you sure did. Okay, so this is let me move that message from here. This he has a YouTube channel, and this YouTube channel is called Unknown Hauntings. He does a lot of going to haunted places, and does tries to connect with the spiritual world, right?
Correct.
Correct. And so you can check out his YouTube channel. I will make sure that I put the link in the description box. So, what would you like us to know in the on what have you seen, heard, and what is your opinion about the spiritual world and paranormal world?
Okay. Um, I'm gonna answer the last question first. About the spiritual world, the paranormal field. It is very complex and not very understood all well. There's definitely higher beings that we do not have control or understanding about. But at the same time, we do know quite a bit about it, and we are able to help people. Hopefully, I'm saying this understandably. And by recording all these videos and going to these places, you definitely do experience the paranormal. If you're looking for something and you go out looking for it, you're gonna get it. So, personally, what I've experienced doing these videos, I've experienced quite a lot. Before I started filming videos, I never thought I would experience the stuff I've experienced. Um, when I used to film with some of my old friends, we've been chased out of places by people. We've been scratched, grabbed. Sorry, I'm outside. Scratched, grabbed. Items have gone missing. We've heard voices, screams, humming, talking. We've seen shadows. We've caught shadows and orbs on camera. We've experienced so much, and honestly, I'm glad I did, and I'll have stories to tell. But at the same time, it does sometimes it does mess with your mind, and
Mhm.
it can be scary, and it could be dangerous. So yeah,
The part you said that it can mess with your mind because it's something. I mean, I guess I can understand that it could mess with your mind because it's not norm. It's not what we consider normal because what we consider normal is you pass on and that's the end of that. That's what we're
yeah,
taught. But that's
yeah,
so false because as we're living, so are the spirits living among us too. We just cannot. We're not attuned to it, or we're not trying to attune to it to see them. But they're around us all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. Correct.
So
Speaking. Sorry. Go ahead.
yeah,
Okay, so the night my grandma passed away, I was in my kitchen and I just finished painting something on. I have a skateboard that I was painting, and I went to the kitchen to wash my hands. And as I was painting, there's a window in front of the sink, and I was washing my hands. And I looked at the window to look outside, and at
mm-hmm,
the window I saw a reflection of my grandma standing behind me. And then when I looked back, she wasn't there, and I just dropped and I started crying. And in my head, I heard, not in my head, like I heard it out loud. I heard "It's okay, Eho," and she used to tell me that all the time when I was like a kid. So to hear her voice and like see her, after she passed, it was like a big like this like what we're doing right now. This
mm-hmm.
isn't the end. Like when our body dies, our soul lives on. Like it doesn't end.
And I agree with you. And like when our bodies, like I was talking about it earlier, like this is just flesh, and when we, our flesh, when we are no longer in the physical world, the world of flesh, our spirit will continue on, and we can still be helpful to our family. We could give advice. We could come to dreams. We could, you see us in dreams. You could see us through like numbers, all different stuff. So don't ever think for that you're alone. That's why I like now that I realize that I don't grieve as much and mourn as much when I lose my family member, because I'm like, oh, I know they're with me. They can help me in the spiritual realm. So I don't cry as much and scared as much.
Do you believe in the paranormal?
Oh, definitely. I've seen shadows. I've talked to ghosts.
Are you are
Definitely.
you are you like a medium?
Um, I wouldn't consider myself, I'm an empath. So I am sometimes
Or
able to communicate with certain things if they allow it and if I channel into it. So yes, that's as far as it, but it's only if I like I'm in tune to it, or and they allowed me to do so, then I will do that. But it's not something I do all the time.
oh,
So.
well, that's cool. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Like sometimes when I go to places, you can definitely feel the energy in some places, but I don't think I'll be able to communicate with them. That's a whole different level, and I don't know if I'll be able to do that.
How come you're not ever worried that you're going to bring something back with you?
Because it's already happened. Um, my first
Oh,
investigation
hell
actually, my first investigation, we was able to go to a graveyard that people were reporting a lot of demonic activity going on. So I used to film and investigate with an old friend of mine. We had a fallout, so I don't film with him anymore.
no.
But we went out there, and the first night there was a winter storm, so we didn't last long. But the second time, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't a winter storm. The second time was a winter storm. The first time we went, and our equipment was just shutting down. We didn't understand why. My phone, it was at when I got there, it was on like 86%, I think it was. And by the time while we was there, my phone died, his phone died, the spirit box, brand new batteries drained, the camera drained, it didn't. So we was like, you know what? We're not getting anything. Our equipment just fucking up. We're gonna come back tomorrow. The next day, it was snowing like crazy, and it was a winter storm. And we were there, and literally as soon as we got there, we heard crying. We heard someone crying, and I was like, his name is Skyler. I was like, Skyler, put the camera down. We got the camera down, and we actually caught it on film. The video is still up. It's on my channel, and we turned the camera on. We heard crying, and through the spirit box, we heard names coming out. And one stuck out. Her name is Lucy, and when we kept asking questions, Lucy kept responding, and when the closer we got to the crying stopped, and eventually it got to the point where we were in between these two trees, and we were trying to connect with Lucy, and one of my lights went disappearing, and we actually never found it until months later. That's another video, but that video is insane. But as we're in between these two trees, I hear some. It sounds like an old lady either laughing or screaming. I don't know what, but I'm getting chills now just thinking about it. When I heard that shit, oh sorry. When I heard that, wait, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you can cuss. Because that shit
All
scared
right,
me.
cool.
Because it scared me, and I'm about to really pee my pants and get my ass up out of here and grab my holy water.
When I heard that shit, I told Skylar. I when I first heard it, I freaked out. I was like Skylar, and he was like, what? And then we heard it together. But this time it was like way louder and it was way closer than it was the first time I heard it. So we ran out of there, and as we was running, the spirit box, we heard growling sounds coming through the spirit box, and then that was it. We left. We made a salt line, and
Mm.
we left. We said a prayer and we left. And then a few days later, I noticed a lot of activity going on in my room. So I took out my spirit box and I asked, there's a spirit here with me, and oh my god, the rod is crossed, and when I do spirit rods, cross is yes, and out means no. and it crossed for yes. Then I just started asking random questions. It got to a point where I asked, "All right, there's a spirit here from my last investigation," and said yes. And I like put the vibes down. I was like, "Wait, what?" So then I asked, "Is Lucy here with me?" Instantly crossed. Like they almost hit me when they crossed. I'm like, "Oh my god!" So then, yeah, Lucy just been with me then, like ever since. Like I can go right now and give my spirit ride. She'll probably respond. Um, but yeah, usually when I go to these places, before I leave, I do say a prayer because I don't want no spirit following me back, especially if it's negative. But
Mm.
Lucy, she doesn't bother. She's not a negative spirit. She could see you.
He don't care.
Yeah, he don't. You can't go to the front.
Oh, anyway.
Sorry,
So
that's my dad.
it's okay. So Lucy, the fact that even if you have a Lucy, that's I wouldn't be too comfortable with Lucy chilling up in my crib.
Oh, she's fine. She doesn't bother as much as before.
Yeah, from now on, when you do investigation, I will, yeah, definitely do a prayer, but definitely always make a request of whatever is here stays here, does not come back with me. I don't give you permission to come back. I want you to attach yourself to me and come home with me. So, yeah, and then I would do some Florida water. Always have some Florida water on you, like as a way of cleansing your energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just never know.
'Cause-
These things can pretend to be very sweet and nice, and then
oh
over
yeah,
time,
yeah.
yeah, it could be something totally different.
I 100%
hmm
agree.
So, what else? Other experiences have you seen? I wanted to do these hauntings and experience, go to these places and stuff. Because there's one, there's the insane asylum over here in Jersey, the big insane asylum. My friend used to. I have a friend that used to work there. Yeah, and they used to tell, yeah, they told me that place is super active with activity of ghosts and patients that pass under mysterious circumstances and all of that. That is not the place that you want to mess around with because there's some evil in there.
An asylum, that's one location I want to hit. I've never been to an asylum. That I did go to one, but we wasn't able to get inside. But an asylum, that's definitely on my bucket list to investigate.
So, what other places have you been to? Cemeteries? I know you. I've seen some where you've been to homes and stuff. So, what else?
I've been to cemeteries. I've been to abandoned mansions. I've been to like abandoned houses. Just recently, I was at a coworker's house. I've been to haunted tunnels. I've been to haunted forests. That's pretty much all the places I've been to. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been to the lake here in my town. Not my town, but I've been to the lake in the town I live in. And honestly, the lake here, I didn't think I was gonna get activity. Complete opposite. I was honest. That was probably top three scariest thing I've ever had in my life.
At the lake, you had the worst amount of experiences at?
Yes.
Why
Okay.
is this
So
lake?
I'm sorry.
There's
What?
been drownings or something at that lake. Why is there
No,
so much
because I did. We did research before we actually like filmed the video, and I didn't want to put this in the video, but slaves used to get hung at this lake, unfortunately, like back in those days, and no one decided to fucking tell us. And while we were there, we were actually investigating. There's a railroad. I cannot talk. A railroad leads out of the town into another town, and we was on there, and we saw this ball of light like coming at us. We thought it was someone with a flashlight running at us. So when I seen it, I told Skylar, and he was like, "What?" I'm like, "Dude, there's a ball of light right there." And he's like, "No, there's not." And then when he seen it, 'cause I guess it took him a minute to see it. I was looking dead at it while he couldn't see it. When he seen it, it was about a good 10 feet away from us. And by that time,
mm,
we started running and we left. And when we while we went and took a break, because we decided to go back in, but while we were taking a break, I found a candle in my book bag that I did a seance with a long, long time ago before I started YouTube. And I grabbed a candle and I told Skylar, I remember throwing this out. I remember throwing this out in the water next to my house. I don't remember bringing this back in. I remember going in the water and being swept by the water down the stream. And he was like, "We need to get rid of it." So I was like, "Correct." So we went back in there in the trail, and as I grabbed the candle, we started hearing like voices and stuff. And I threw the candle in the water, and I have a K2 meter, and the K2 started spiking. And as we was leaving, I saw this giant shadow like literally emerge, like come out of a tree. I thought there was someone there. And I told Skylar, "There's somebody right there," and he said, "Just keep walking." When we got closer, the shadow just disappeared. But after that, like crazy stuff started happening. It took us 4 months to go back to the lake just to like get rid of this thing. But in my house, the stove would turn on out of nowhere. My dog would bark and growl at the wall for no reason. Stuff would move. The lights would turn on and off.
See,
My bed would shake sometimes.
this is not good. You is
No,
messing with a lot of shish that you shouldn't be messing with, but you're not protecting yourselves. Like you're
oh no,
not
no,
doing
no.
any protective prayers. You're not wearing any protective crystals. You're not using no cleansing, oils, water, nothing on yourself. And these things are attaching themselves to y'all, coming back home with y'all. Like, what is you doing? It's just not good.
Oh no, I understand completely what you're saying, but literally after that experience, I told Skylar after filming, I was like, I'm done doing all this stuff. I'm done doing seances. I'm done doing all this stuff. And now all the time, I do actually have a crystal, like around my neck at all times,
Don't show
a
it.
black
You got to
crystal.
show stuff. You never show it. No, 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 no. Don't do that because a
Oh, I thought you
person
said
can.
show it. I'm sorry.
No, no, you're not supposed to show anything that you wear for protection on yourself ever. Because I had a
Oh,
guy on here from Crescent City, Hoodoo. He's the owner of a shop in New Orleans. And he says that if you show it, that a witch or somebody who has evil intentions on you, they can actually use that image that you showed of your thing and attack that protection thing that's around you and destroy the protection around you and turn it against you. So you have to be
oh
very careful.
wow.
Yeah. This is stuff that it's very deep. The spiritual world and everything with this is very, very, very deep. But it's good that you're wearing protection crystal on you and stuff. But I would definitely do a protection prayer. I would definitely get yourself. It's only $1 and some change at the dollar store for Florida water, but it cleanses your an aura and can take off stuff like that's on you or attaching itself to you. So there's a question of, well, if you're not going to get the box, I have a question. What was one of your most scariest paranormal projects or experiences? So it looks like the most scariest was this lake, and the
Mhm.
fact that the candle got back in your bag when you got rid of the candle, that should tell you how much they're able to manipulate stuff that they
Oh,
can get stuff back.
that was a real wake up call. Like this, that literally proved to me like how powerful they can be, like how smart and like manipulative they can be. And like I said, after that, I started wearing protective. I started wearing protective crystals on me. I started doing a lot more prayers whenever I go to these places. And sometimes I do a salt line and tell them that they're not allowed to come home with me or attach themselves to me or anybody that's with me. And literally before I even come inside my house again, I do say another prayer because I do not want any demonic entity in my house. We had that problem one time, and mm-mm.
Yeah, that's nothing to play with. It's just absolutely nothing to play with because once they get into your home, they can attach themselves to things and all kinds of ish, and it becomes a nightmare to get rid of them. So that's another
It was
reason why
very
you
hard to
make
get rid
sure.
of.
Yep, you make sure you sage your home. Santo
Hmm.
Paulo is a Native American thing that they use that cleanses your aura, cleanse your home of negative entities and stuff. So there's definitely frankincense is another one. So the top three is sage is great for like little cleansings, but that's the BS cleansing. The hardcore stuff is Santo Palo, and frankincense and myrrh. Those are the hardcore stuff you use to cleanse your energy and get rid of entities in your crib. But yeah, it's definitely if you're gonna do this stuff, yeah, I would definitely put protection crystals in my crib. I would pray every day in my crib. Um, Definitely pray around the whole entire crib to reward it from entities coming into your crib. Because them shits ain't no joke. They can
Mm-mm.
steal your energy over time. They
Oh
can
yeah.
suck your energy dry and kill your ass. And you would think it's
Hmm.
natural causes. No, it ain't. It's them sucking your energy up out your ass.
We actually had a demon infect my home. Oh, my phone about to die. What the hell? Come into my house through a mirror. Cause when we first moved into this house, there was a black mirror in the main room as soon as you walk in. And right the bat, I told him I got a bad feeling from this mirror. No one listened to me. So one day my mom she's hanging up a mirror in front of the other mirror, and I told her that creates a portal for spirits to come in and out. You don't know what's gonna come through there. And again, they didn't listen to me. And one night I was getting out the shower. It was about 2 a.m. And Skylar, he was living with us, and he was sleeping downstairs. Everybody's sleeping at this point. For some reason, I stood up late, and I got out the shower at 2 something, and I saw this tall thing. I thought it was my dad at first. I saw this tall thing like start moving towards me in the hallway. The light was off. The only light I had was the bathroom behind me. I saw this tall thing start moving towards me, and I quickly ran for the hallway light and I turned it on, and it was gone. And then right there, I thought it's probably just me hallucinating. It's late. I'm tired. I worked all day. I went to sleep. Literally the next day, Skylar's getting up to go to work, and he had his stuff in the basement because the basement's finished. And he went upstairs to get his clothes, and he ran back upstairs saying he woke me up, and he works at the hospital, and he had to get up around 4 a.m. to go and do his shift and stuff. He literally told me he just saw a tall, dark figure downstairs standing in the corner. And right there, I knew, okay, I wasn't hallucinating. I actually saw something. And then from that, for maybe 5 days later, stuff was to happen. Like I said, the stove would turn on. We actually heard the stove clicking one time while we were watching a movie, and everybody was in the living room watching a movie. We actually heard the stove clicking. My dog, before he passed, he would just bark and growl at a corner, and stuff would just move. Lights would turn on and off. And it got to a point where my dad, he's very spiritual, and he said we need to do a house blessing. And his friend, she moved here from Puerto Rico. She lived with us for a few months, and she's like a witch pretty much. And she said this entity
Bruja.
came to her. No, she's not like an evil witch. She's
No,
a good witch.
bruja means just witch. That's the name for witch in
Oh
Spanish.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought you said oh hell no. Sorry, it's very staticky. I thought you said oh hell no.
No,
But
no,
she
no.
said that this entity came to her as her daughter that passed, and then it came to her as her mom that passed, and then it came to her as my grandma that passed. And she's telling me, if I'm thinking in my head, she never met my grandma. How would she know who's my grandma? And then I told my mom as they were talking, I interrupted their conversation. I stopped them with that. I'm like, I don't think that was your daughter, or your mom, or my grandma. 'Cause you never met my grandma. My grandma passed before you moved here. I think that the I think there's a demon in the house trying to get close to you because she's sick. She had like kidney problems and stuff,
Yeah.
and no one wanted to listen to me, of course. And the next night, it came to her as again. It came to her as her daughter again, and then it just she said that it shapeshifted into this tall, dark mass, and it said it was just standing there laughing at her, saying that someone was gonna get hurt in the house. And then the next morning, I hear her crying on this like in the dining room. So I get up and she's talking to my mom, and they're talking in Spanish, and she's telling my mom what she saw, what it told her, and they looked at me and they said you was right. I'm like I know, I studied demonology. I have a lot of books in my room, and I study this stuff. And they told my dad, and then he said, all right, we're gonna get rid of this thing, the monster in my face. And then I grabbed my K2 meter and I told Skylar we need to find the source of where this thing came from. At first, we didn't know it came through the mirror, and we swept the entire house. We didn't get one spike on the K2. And I got to the black mirror, and the K2 started going crazy. It started spiking. It did not want to leave red. It stayed on red the entire time. And I said, all right, this is possibly where it came from. I thought it was wiring behind like in the wall. I took the mirror down. I put the K2 next to the wall. It didn't swipe one time. I I put the mirror on the table. I grabbed my K2 and I put it on the mirror. Went to red instantly. I'm like, okay, we found the source. My dad that night we did a house blessing. It was some native thing. I forgot what it was called. It was some black charcoal type thing, but it's from like some native thing. And I had a bowl of rice, and I had followed my dad around the house, and my mom was smudging as well, like that smudge stuff. And by the time we got back to the room after my dad didn't get, oh my god, after my dad cleansed the entire home, the bowl of rice I had that was once white, it was black, it was brownish, like blackish brownish. And then they just looked at each other and they told me to get out the room. I'm like, all right. They did something maybe like 10, 20 minutes later. They came downstairs and they was like, you need to get rid of the mirror. I'm like, yeah, I know. And then they told me to pour salt in it, put it in a bag, excuse me, put it in a bag and like get rid of it. So, so if it breaks, it's free. It can do whatever it wants.
Mm.
So at this point, we're like in this like panic mode because one, it told my dad's friend that someone was either going to get hurt or possessed by the like a certain period, like a certain period, like something was going to happen in like a certain few days. And we didn't know who it was. We didn't know who was the target, and we were suspecting it was either my friend or my sister because they were like the weakest or whatever. And so I told Skylar, okay, we're gonna drive to the nearest dumpster and we're gonna throw this mirror in there, but we're not gonna throw it there. We're gonna turn it upside down and like face it down and just leave it in there. We're not gonna break it or do nothing. He's like, all right, that's what we gotta do. We poured salt in it. We put it in the bag. We poured more salt in it. They said a prayer over it. We drove to the nearest dumpster I can find, and when we got there, the wind picked up, and as we were taking it, the mirror literally flipped and almost fell on the floor. We caught it just in time for it hit the floor, and oh my god, my phone's about to die. And we were going to the dumpster, and when we got in the dumpster, the high beams to the car turned on. And then I looked at the mirror and I said, "You don't have no more power over us. You are banned from." I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said something like that, like you have no more power here no more, demon. You're gone or whatever. And the high beams turned off. We got in the car and we drove back to the house. And my dad's friend said it feels weightless in here, like it feels fine. So then, like after that, we haven't had no demonic activity going on in the house, and that's when I really was like, and that's when my parents really told me that this stuff is dangerous. Like they could have really done something. I'm like, yeah, I know. And after that, I had like a few, like, maybe two books at that period, but now I have like I think a good 50, 60 books I've read about demonology and demons and spirits and stuff like that, and what they can do, what has happened to people that have been possessed and stuff like that. And yeah, this stuff is no joke. Like you said, it's very dangerous. It's very scary. Like you don't know what you're messing with at certain times. Like they could fuck with your head, and yeah,
They could fuck with your head. They could drain you dry and take your energy. They could do all that. Like some people talk about how they let them bang them, have sex with them, and all this stuff that they're doing with these entities. And I'm
a
like,
succubus.
yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you keep messing around, letting them bang your ass out. They will bang you out to the point that they'll drain you dry and kill your ass. You have to be very super careful with
Hmm.
this. This is not stuff to just mess around and play with. So yeah, gotta be careful. Folks need to be very careful what they're doing. Be careful where you go. Like I'm careful of people's food that you eat. Be careful of places you go and stuff because you just never know. Real. So people gotta be careful. You definitely need to be careful on these haunting trips that you be going on. I would not be. I'd be so cautious. I'm not trying to bring nothing home with my ass. That I would be so prayed up. I would literally soak my clothes, like wash my clothes in like herbs that have it in
And
it.
holy water.
Yeah, not like I wouldn't put the holy water when you really damn what to get some demonic itch. But I would definitely make like stuff from my clothes, like laundry detergent. I add like a couple drops of protection oil in it and wash my clothes so it's in my clothes itself. Yep, I definitely would do this like that. Rub my hands with protection from evil oil before I go somewhere. Fiery wall of protection oil. Oh yeah, I dang sure will. If I'm going to certain places, I know exactly what kind of crystal I'm going to wear on me. I'm very cautious because I'm telling you, I've
So
seen too
do,
much.
do people call you to investigate places?
Hmm?
Do people call you to investigate places, or do you just like
No,
go
I
to
don't do
haunted
that.
places?
I'm not at that level. I never will want to be at that level. I never want to investigate nobody home. That is not Raven's job. That is not Raven's thing. Raven does tarot. I deal with tarot card. I deal with absorbing energy. So
Mm.
that's like, say, if a person's going through sickness or going through depression and they need some type of clarity, then I'm able to absorb the depression and the negativity and stuff off of them, and then taking that off of them and taking that off of myself and passing it on back out into the universe. So that's stuff that I can do. There's certain things that I can do that but anything dealing with battling these stuff, no thank you. I've dealt with them in one of my where a witch sent something for me to kill me and to mess with my health, and I
Oh
was
wow.
able. I had a dream that it came in this demon. It came to me in my dream, and it kept trying to attempt to kill me. In one part, it would try to drown me. In another part, it would try to cause a car accident. Another one, stab, shoot, all kinds of different stuff. And I kept saying, "What the is this deal with this dreams? Why am I having this?" And finally, I got it, and I just looked at it and I said, "Who sent you?" And I kept saying it. I wouldn't let it escape me. And I was like, "Who are you? And what sent you to my dreams? Who sent you here?" And eventually it told me who sent it. And that's when I realized, oh, this person put this witch to do this into my dreams. And I was
Wow.
able to talk to a friend who confirmed it. And I was able to have my friend at the time. I wasn't into spirituality that much and anything like that. I was just really intuitive on dream realm stuff. So I was able to tell her, and she was able to look at the cards and say, "This is factual. This is what's really happening to you." So she was able to do some protective candle work to protect my dreams and protect me from being attacked. Because the goal was the demon was supposed to um, keep attacking me in my sleep and drain me and cause health issues and problems in my life. And that was starting to manifest in my life. So if I didn't fix it, yeah, eventually I would have died from it. So
Oh my
that's what
god.
introduced me into demons and the spiritual world and tarot cards and intuition and all my abilities and different things that I'm able to see. I've seen people's faces morph. I've seen people's
Mm.
faces morph into reptilian kind of things. I'm able to see people's true intentions, their true insides, what they are on the inside, all kinds of ish. I've heard voices, heard entities' voices, all kinds of shit in my time. And it's a lot. It can be a lot. Yeah. But now I'm so used to it now that it's like, it doesn't phase me at this point anymore. It don't.
That's where I'm at really, cause my first experience ever was a scare was when I was maybe 7 years old. I had a Superman costume on. I remember this like it was yesterday. I had a Superman costume on, and the chest part that said S lit up white. So it was 2 days before Halloween, and it was my first Halloween with an actual costume that I didn't have to home like make at home. So I was excited to wear it. So I was upstairs in my attic, and my old house we had this room that wasn't finished. It was just like clear sheets hanging from the wall. It was very dark in there. There was only one small window like all the way at the end that never no light ever came through, and well just enough so you could see the room, but it wasn't that much. And my sister's old rocking chair used to be all the way at the end of the room. I don't know why. I don't know who put it there, but it was her rocking chair. And I remember one like that day I was in that room playing with my light, seeing if I could see the entire room. And I heard the sheets moving. And I remember thinking this isn't normal. Like I felt scared. I don't know why I was scared, but I was terrified. And I seen this old lady literally just start moving the sheet and just start looking at me. And right there, I got scared and I ran out the room and threw myself down the stairs and I busted my nose. And my mom started screaming. She's like, "What happened? What happened? Like, why you like freaking out?" And I told her what I saw. And at that age, of course, parents are gonna be like, "Oh, he's imagining stuff. He's playing
Oh
around, whatever."
yeah.
And, and then it got to the point where I would start waking up at night and start seeing this dude in a tuxedo. And when I had a DSI, I actually caught a picture of him in my mom's closet. And when I showed my mom, she was like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "That's the guy I see at night, almost every night now." And then it got to the point where my cousins would start experiencing stuff. I'm the last day there in that house. We was in the basement. Like I was grabbing my skateboards. I used to have a lot, and we was in the basement, and we were just tired. We was chilling, and I was sat in the washing machine, and my cousin started riding my skateboard around the chimney because the chimney went straight through the house. And he looked at this stairwell that led up to nothing. It used to be like an emergency escape door, and he said he just saw a little girl over there. I'm like, where? When I looked, something grabbed my ankle, and when I felt it, I told him that something just grabbed my ankle, and we ran outside, and uh, sorry for my dog, and we ran outside. I told my mom something grabbed my ankle. I'm not going in the basement. My uncles had to go down there and get my skateboard, and they came upstairs, and a few like days after.
Mhm.
My mom told me that my uncle they saw a dude standing under the stairwell, but not like an actual person, like a spirit, standing under the stairwell. He was wearing a tuxedo, and yeah, that was my first like real experience as like a child. Shit. And then I've just been experiencing stuff like nonstop. I'm 22 now, and I've been experiencing the paranormal since I was a kid, and it's just insane.
So I don't know, like usually when you see when you have that gift, it's usually either I forgot what it, like I don't know. Everybody is like for me I'm an empath. For some people are psychic, some people are mediums, some people are just highly intuitive to it. But I don't know what they would label you as because that's there is a label term for it, but I just cannot remember at the time right now what it is for people that are really in tune to the spiritual world like that and keep seeing stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe you could have because there are male witches too, just as there are
Yeah,
female witches. So you could be one. Simple put.
and it's now that you say that, it's my mom. She always pointed this out to me. She said that, "Who's? Oh my God." My mom always pointed out to me that it's very easy for me to connect with the spirit world, and I always agreed with her because every time I go to places, I always like get activity. Even when I'm alone, I'm able to like just like talk out loud, and I'm able to like either see or hear something. Um, I don't know. My entire life, I've been able to connect with the spirit world. Honestly, it's literally a gift and a curse, but I don't know. It's cool, but it's scary at the same time.
It is very scary because they can. You have to always just be cautious because you just don't know what they are capable of doing. You don't know. You always have to be careful of their intentions because you don't know if they're good or bad or what their intentions are when they come to you. So yeah, I would just always protect my energy and stuff, and I would actually talk to my family because, like, this is not. It's not. It can't be just you. There's got to be other people in your family that have passed, have that have this. There's always everybody in the like. There's like when a family when you are somebody like that. Not saying that everybody's gonna have the same gift, but every like
Hmm.
some other member of the family might have a gift of prayer or the gift of you might have the gift of sight where you're able to see ghosts and connect to them. Then somebody else in the family might be have the gift of dreams or the gift
Yeah.
of something else. So somebody might there's not there has to be somebody in your line that has that gift that was able to pass it on to you?
My grandma. Um, she was
There you go.
before she passed, she was a witch, and as a kid, I used to sneak into her room and like ask her about, like what like she did and stuff like that. She was like, she didn't tell me a lot, but she would just
Mm,
tell me she does practice like witchcraft and stuff like that. And I remember one time I was a child, like, isn't that bad? And she was like, no, she's not one of those witches. She like practices like saging and basically the stuff you do, like pretty much
yeah.
the same thing, the stuff
Mm.
you do.
See,
And
that's what
my
I'm
cousin, she's
saying.
able to do the same.
That's why I'm saying there's had to be somebody that I there always has to be somebody in the family that has passed on their gifts on to you. So for you, it's your grandmother, and that's why I have a feeling like maybe you could be a male witch. I mean, and have those gifts. It might not. It's not
Maybe.
always females. Like there's males. I know a lot of guys that are Spanish guys and black guys and everybody in all different races that are witches and they're very powerful and do similar what I do and even better than what I do and are more experienced. Okay, the reason you're reading all these books and have all these different things happen to you, it's for reasons. I
Okay.
really do believe that you are one a witch, and you're able to communicate, see them, and everything. That's a gift in itself, right there. I would just be more. I would just focus learning on more protection work. Like I would get like
Yeah.
books and stuff and learn, and even watch videos on how to protect, ward my home and my energy, and protect it at all costs. So when you're
Oh
doing
yeah.
all of this stuff, that nothing affects your energy whatsoever. But that is the most number one thing that you're supposed to do in the beginning on your journey is protection work. That's the first thing they tell you have to do because people will
I
attack
didn't
you.
I didn't have no one to actually around the
To
moon.
tell you
I didn't
about
actually
it.
have no one. I didn't have no one to like turn to or like ask questions to. 'Cause at first my parents were, I don't want to say completely against it, but they did not like the idea of me like pursuing not like a career, which that'd be cool,
Mm.
but like pursuing, learning more about the paranormal and going to these places. They did not like the idea at all. Not only because of the spirits that are there, the demonic entities, but because of, like I said, I've been chased out of places by people. Like I've been arrested by the police. Like yeah, it wasn't it's pretty fun and scary at the same time. But like yeah, I need to practice. Not pra- Yeah, I need to practice and read more about protection. I've been doing
Being
a lot better at that though, but I need to like be like 100% on that.
Yeah, you do. Like, and thankfully, a lot of the stuff that does deal with protection stuff is so very cheap that it's very inexpensive that it's easy to do. But
Yeah.
and it's easy to learn words to just protect yourself, protect your home, and your energy, your sleep, and all of that. All those things need to be protected because these things, when they can be very vengeful, evil,
Oh yeah.
and they will do anything to connect with your energy, to steal your energy, and to wreak havoc on your world, on your life. So that's why I say
Speaking of
just definitely do that. Protect yourself. Yeah.
speaking of connective energy, recently I was at a home. I got my coworker, like I said, they needed help. I was on vacation for my birthday, and literally the first day I got back to work, the coworker of mine, he literally ran into me and said, "Bro, I gotta talk to you. What's going on?" He was like, "I just moved in. I just bought this house, and we have a 6-year lease on it. We can't leave, and the house is haunted." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And they were telling me the cabinets open and close. They hear like people talking, well, not people, like whispering coming through the baby
Mm.
monitor at night. Diapers fly off the shelves. Their dog that used to be active now just hide under the bed at all times. Their closet, they hear stuff moving in the closet. A lot of crazy stuff.
So
And I'm
did
like,
the
all
first
right,
question? Wait, the first question you're supposed to ask them is when you moved in, before you moved in and put any items in, did you bless your home before you moved in? Anybody will tell you that as soon as you move into a place, before you move any items of yours in there, you're supposed to bless that home. You go through every room, you have a priest bless it. If you can't have a priest or somebody from the church bless it, you walk in and you say a prayer through every room, you sage it. you smudge it, you put warts in place before you put any of your items in there, because there are things that's rule number one. So they didn't do that. So now they've moved all
Mm-mm.
their stuff in. They haven't blessed their home, and now they're experiencing some crazy itch.
Yeah.
So
So
what
when I
happened?
when I when I actually went to go investigate, I walked into the living room and I didn't feel anything. I walked into the son's room. I just felt pressure, like there was like, I don't know, a fucking waterfall, elephant on me. I was like, whoa, I gotta get the fuck out. I stepped out of the room. I didn't feel it anymore. I'm like, okay. So I walked back in the room. I didn't feel it anymore. I walked around the entire house. I didn't feel that. I didn't feel it. And then I took out my equipment, and we wasn't getting that much activity until we took out the spirit box. We sat in the kitchen, and I was holding the K2 meter, and a woman came through the spirit box and said, "Run." And the K2 selected yellow. I'm like, okay, we got something. So then we went to the main room, the master, like the bedroom, and we started just asking questions and stuff. And I saw, no, I heard a growl, but since they live in the countryside, I thought it was an animal. So I told him, make sure there's no like coyote or wolf in the back. He was like, there's nothing. And then I saw a hand coming out the closet, like wrapping around the door, about to open it. And I instantly pointed at it, and I said, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm calling Robert. I said, Robert, go open and close the door. And he went and opened it, and there was nothing there. And they was like, what happened? Like, I just saw a hand wrapping through the door, about to open the door. And his brother, he was, well, now he's not, but he was at that point a skeptic. And I was happy to hear that he was believing in paranormal. But he looked at the one. He said he just saw two hands on the window. And I was like, okay, there's something going on. So I went back in the fucking kitchen. I grabbed more of my equipment. I went back in the bedroom. I brought the spirit box with me, and I said, I said, what is in this room? I wasn't getting nothing. So I took out my spirit rods, and I asked if there was a spirit here. Crossed for yes, off for no. Well, this is not. This is not gonna move. And it instantly crossed. I'm like, okay, there's something in this room. And we kept asking questions, and at first it said it was like Robert's dad, because his dad passed away. And then
Hmm.
in my head, I'm like thinking this is not his dad, because before that it said it was an 8-year-old boy. And then the wife, I'll call her Cheryl. I don't want to say her name. And she said, "Oh yeah, I came with my son," and they said, "Yeah." And then I went and grabbed another one of my equipment, and it was going off. I'm like, okay, my equipment's going off now. There's something in the room. And then I just flat out said, I know you're not. I know you're not her. I know you're not his dad. I know you're not a child. What are you? And then through the spirit box, it said, get out. And I said, no, I'm not getting out. What are you? And then it got to the point where we concluded it was a demonic entity. So we went back in the kids' room, and I asked if there a portal in this room. Because that's where most of the activity was occurring. Like, they didn't understand why it was occurring in the kids' room. And I told him whenever this entity was scaring the child, it was gaining energy, it was gaining strength to do whatever it wanted to do. That's how diapers were able to knock off. And I checked the dresser too to see if it was like unstable. Because when you go to a haunted location, not everything you experience is gonna be like paranormal. So I checked the dresser to see if it was like wobbly. It was sturdy as hell. And I tried stomping next to it, the diapers never fell. And I finally asked there a portal in the room. The rods crossed, yes. I went and grabbed my REM pod, okay, two. I brought all my equipment in that room. All of them started going off like crazy. I started taking pictures. Actually, I caught a face looking through the screen door, looking at the wife. And after that picture, my camera shut off. It was fully charged because before I even go investigate, I either get new batteries or I charge everything full. And the camera got drained. And after that, I heard something whisper in my ear, tell me to get out. I was like, no, I'm not getting out. And then through the spirit box, it said die. It did not like the fact that I was in the house. And I think it didn't like me because it knew what I was there to do. Or I was there to get rid of that entity. And every time the REM pod would go off, the REM pod is it's not sensitive, but every time the brother will walk past it, it did not go off. But whenever the K2 that Robert was holding, it was spiked red. Whenever the K2 was spiked red, the REM pod would go crazy insane. and it'll be the times when no one was near it. And when it first went off, it caught me real like whoa. It caught everybody off guard, and we just kept asking, is there a portal in this house? And it kept saying yeah. Sorry. And then like 45 minutes passed by. I recall a lot of activity. Um, and what really put like the icing on the cake to conclude that it was a demonic entity in their house. Well, is um Rachel was saying something about Jesus Christ. She said, "Do you not like the fact that this is a Lord's home?" Because they're Christian. And it said no. And when I said, "All right, the name of Jesus Christ, you need to leave this house. You don't have power in this house." Through the baby monitor, we heard a like scratchy voice of a male say, "Stop," sturdy and clear as fuck. And I was standing near the baby monitor. Everybody else was like in front of me. We all just looked. I looked back. I'm like, "What the fuck?" And, like I was like, "Yo." And then that's when they told me to die and they told me to get out. It did not like the fact that I'm inside their home. And then when I was leaving, the father told me, "Hey, I'm gonna pray for you. I hope you get home safe. I'm gonna pray for you to get home." I got home safe, but when I got home, I felt so drained, and I went and I started saying a prayer in my room, and I like got my energy back. Whatever, I was able to like feel relieved. And the next day, he told me that the wife, she woke up with scratches, like 3 scratches on her arm. I'm like, "You guys need to get your house blessed by a priest." They were planning on doing that, but she's pregnant. Well, now she's not pregnant. At the time, she was pregnant and she was due, and she had the baby, and now they're working on getting the house blessed. And they actually wanted me to go back and to get more evidence about the entity inside the home. I'm like, I would gladly go do it, but um I'm bringing protection. I'm bringing holy water. I'm bringing a crucifix. I'm bringing fucking black crystals. I'm bringing
Mm-hmm.
salt. I'm bringing black salt.
Palo
And I'm bringing
Santo, get you some Palo Santo, get you some Florida water. Those
yep.
two things you burn that that Palo Santo will clear out that energy that's in there. That definitely get you some Florida water. That's something that's always you need to have. Um, Obsidian is good to have.
My mom told me
If
that.
you
Yeah.
remember, yeah, there's another black stone that you the two blacks. There's three black stones. There's um, what is it? Jet stone, obsidian,
Okay.
and Tomar. What the hell? But there's three. I know there's three black stones that you use for protection. But
Is
make
it?
sure you have
Does it start with?
on you.
Does it start with an M?
No.
Cause I have a
What?
black crystal that starts with an M. It's Melcoro, some shit like that. It absorbs negative energy, and when it absorbs too much, it breaks. And when it
Here
breaks,
you
it
go.
doesn't release the black energy. It keeps it trapped in the crystal.
Turmarine.
But
Turmarine.
oh,
Turmaline. Yeah,
oh,
black
I never heard of that.
tourmaline. That's one, and it is. What is it? For many, black tourmaline stones represent purification and cleansing of the emotional body. In other words, this stone can get rid of the mind of any negative thoughts like anger, anxiety. Black is what does it do spiritually? Yeah, it's a powerful stone for. It's supposed to be for protection, but let me see something. Which one is better? It looks like obsidian might be better. Yeah, and it says it. Obsidian holds the power of truth, protection, and grounding, healing, self-reflection. So it looks like that one's more powerful than the other one. The black
Done.
tourmaline transmutes negative energies and doesn't need to be cleansed, unlike black obsidian. That has to be cleansed.
I need to
But
get
I
that.
guess it would be. Hmm, yeah, so I guess that is it for the protection. Jetstone is another one.
Hmm.
Uh, mm, that's for prosperity and protection. It draws out negative energy and unreasonable fears. It promotes control of light, fight mood swings, and depression. It protects against violence and illness. It stabilizes finances and protects one from during, I guess, business problems and stuff. So it looks like those two are the best ones for protection: jetstone, the jet crystal, or obsidian. Yeah, I always knew the
I need to
black
get
crystals
that.
are the
Shit.
protecting ones. Yeah, and Palo Santo, I'm in love with that. It's great for cleansing. It absolutely is, and it's cheap. It's very inexpensive.
Most protective things, like I said, are cheap. Thank God. If they were expensive, there's no fucking way.
It's called the Holy Wood. They call
Oh,
it the Holy Wood.
I actually read something
It's
about that.
yeah, shamans and healers use it, and it's for purifying the air, dispelling evil spirits. So that's what it's used for: dispelling evil spirits and cleansing negative energy. So that's one of the things. It soothes colds, flu symptoms, depression, emotional pain, and ailment. So that's what Palo Santo does. So it's amazing that that one piece of wood is able to do all of that.
I
And
might get that tomorrow. Actually.
yeah, I mean, it's able to fight against evil entities and stuff. So definitely is one that I love. Florida water is another cheap one that I'm in love with because it cleanses your aura like ain't
Hmm.
no tomorrow. Um, every I don't know. It's just pretty good at cleansing. It will cleanse the negative energy, clear them for to receive messages from the spirits and the ancestors. The water is used to remove heavy vibration and to encourage the expression of emotion. When seeking guidance from ancestors, that's great. Blocking obstacles when blessing and cleansing a new home. Use Florida water to anoint your floors, windows, and doorways for protection, prosperity, and luck. It's great to cleanse yourself before rituals. Rid yourself of negative energy and encouraging protection. So you could bathe with this. Put a little couple drops in the water and it'll cleanse your energy off and protect you at the same time.
Oh,
So
that's
those are
very good.
things that I love using because they're cheap. I get me a bottle of Florida water for $1.74 somewhere. The highest you might pay for a bottle of Florida water is $5 for a big bottle.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, and
That's
it's
not
not.
bad.
It's great for all the multi functions that you can use it for. So yeah, Palo Santo, you want that when you're going to these people's homes trying to exorcist or remove whatever's in their crib. Palo Santo's great for helping that and blessing their home at the same time. So it's a double win. So yeah, I collect a lot of books on that and stuff, and then I have a spiritual advisor, the spiritual guidance person that I talk to, who's a high priestess, that also helps me too for the past 15
See,
years.
I wish I had someone to talk to like that, because it sucks when you're doing this shit by yourself and you have so much questions and you want to learn so much about the subject, and like
Hmm.
you literally have no one to like ask other than people that are on TV, but they don't respond. So it's like literally just like you gotta do this shit on your own. And to be honest, I'm not trying to
Hmm.
like boost myself, but I honestly do think I've learned a lot since I first started. When I first started, I didn't read no books. I didn't care about protection. I didn't care about what entity was in in the location. I just wanted to go film and get activity, and that honestly got me into like a lot of trouble. And now I feel like I've grown like my
Hmm.
knowledge about the spiritual world. I honestly do feel like I've like gained a lot more knowledge than I did back then. Because if I would the stuff I knew now about the spiritual world, if I knew that back then, I probably would have dealt with the lucid being attached to me, or like demonic entity in my house, or shit like that. But
Hmm.
yeah, like after I left the home and the next day when I went to work, Robert was out. He worked there. He worked that day too, and he asked me, should we like do a seance or whatever or a Ouija board? I'm like,
Whew,
no.
no.
I instantly, I'm like, no, you do not do that. Like, if you do that, you're gonna fuck shit up even more. Like, you're already in a bad situation. When you do seances, when you do a Ouija board, a ritual, anything like that, you're literally opening up a door. You do not
And
know what's
letting them
coming
all
through.
in.
Yes, and like when you open the door to the spiritual world, it is hard as fuck or nearly impossible to shut. So you don't know what's coming through the door. And most of the time, when you open that door, it's a negative energy coming through that door because they're just waiting. They're fucking waiting right there just for the door to
Right.
open. You don't know how many's coming through. You don't know what's coming through, and you don't know what you're in for. Honestly, God, like I told him, like do not if you have plans, cancel them. Do not play with the Ouija board. Do not do a sound. Don't do no to try to communicate with this entity. Because if you do, it will fuck you up. And he listened to me. But another coworker of mine, he actually went to the same mansion I filmed at. And I told him, if you have plans of doing a seance, of doing a Ouija board with your friends in a house, don't. There is something evil in our house. And it almost fucking, that house fucked my mind up. I had to take a break from doing this stuff for almost a year because of that house. And he didn't believe me. And they went to the house and they did the Ouija board. He said his friend started acting weird on the drive home. He said that his friend was making some growling noises and stuff like that. I told him, your friend probably is possessed or probably had an attachment to whatever you guys did. And I'm like, I don't know what the hell you guys want to know. I told him, I don't know. I don't want to know what it said to you. I don't know what you asked. All I know is, did you play the Ouija board? He said, yeah. I'm like, I told you not to because you opened the door. You don't know what came through. And I told you already, that house is very active. There's already negative spirits in there that don't like males. They don't like male. And the fact that you played the Ouija board in the house, like, bro. And it got to the point where his friend stopped going to school. I mean, oh my God. He stopped going to his job. And he had to go see a priest, and he had a demonic entity attached to him, and they had to do like some sort of exorcism on him to get it like detached from him. And he told the coworker I work with, he told me that he's never going to any places like that or playing with the Ouija board. I'm like, you're lucky it wasn't you. You're lucky is this demonic entity did not attach itself to you, and God knows there's something else there, but like people, I don't know
Well, see, people playing games, thinking this is
exactly.
just fun and games. Oh, they sell
It's not.
Ouija boards at the store at Walmart. They sell them there, so they can't be this, it can't be that. That is the one of the most. I don't understand. I still to this day I don't understand why Ouija boards are so available to people because it's
Money.
nothing but a gateway. Yeah, and it is money. It is money, but I still don't get it. I don't. Up to this day, I don't. But honestly, if there's
I
any
don't either.
questions or anything information wise you want to know, you have my Instagram, so you can message me and you can ask me anything or any advice about books, knowledge, all of that stuff. Whatever I know,
Thank
I'll
you.
definitely share because that's what you're supposed to do, share with fellow witches and share that information with them. So any questions you got or anything advice or anything that you need help, even if it's a protection candle to light for you or anything, I shall do so. But yeah, I know
Thank you.
that I'm always here if you want to ask me anything. You're welcome. Uh, and it's been 2 hours. I know your ass got to
Oh
be
shit.
tired. Yes, indeed. And I know my ass is about to go lay down because I'm recovering from being sick and I've been doing a lot of healing work on my own self. So I got my healing
Oh, you're
candle
sick?
burning. I'm about to put it out. Huh?
You're sick?
Yeah, I was sick. I almost was very close on the ending up in the hospital in the emergency room kind of section. But I was able
Oh shit.
to pray. Very much so pray, take care of my health, use protection work and candles and healing oils and herbs and all different stuff to help and able to recover from it. And but it took about 2 weeks. But I'm doing a lot better. Oh, definitely.
That's
And I was coughing up
that's good
blood.
to
I
hear.
really, when you start
Of
coughing
course.
the blood up, that's at that stage.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very blessed. I'm very, very blessed to be alive. So, but
Well,
I'm
I'm glad
still
you're
about
doing better.
to, well, thank you. But I'm about to take me a damn pill and lay my ass down somewhere. But definitely hit me up whenever you want. I'm available. You got any questions or anything or advice that you need? Because it's never easy when you are on your own. It's never easy.
Yeah.
But it was nice talking to you, and I'm glad that you were able to share everything with us. Everybody's all quiet at this point because they just listening. And mostly at this time at night, people are at work at their late night shift, listening when they supposed to be listening. That's so I'm not worried. Everybody have themselves a good dang night. Everybody quiet because they all spooked and scared. But I really appreciate you coming up here, and I will definitely have you back on again. We just got to plan it out
Oh,
better.
thank you. Oh yeah, yeah, way better. That was my fault. I'm sorry. That was my fault.
It's all good. It happens. It happens. I'm at a stage in my life where, like, once you hit almost death door, you're at the point where you're like, everything just rolls off your back at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's all good. But I appreciate you coming up here. I'm gonna make sure that I put your channel link in the description as soon as this live is done. And his channel is Unknown Hauntings. He has several videos of different things of going to different places, and he talks about his experience on there and everything. So I definitely want y'all to check out his channel. I will probably share one of his videos into my community section also, and I also make sure that I put it in the description. Okay, and that I think pretty
Thank
much
you.
sums it up in a nutshell. Well, thank you, and I appreciate you coming by. I hope you have
Well,
a
thank you for
very
having me.
enjoyable. Yeah, no problem. I said that one day I would have you on my channel. I and I did. So I did keep that promise at least. So yeah, I'm glad that you came through, and definitely you'll be. I'll have you back on again, and I appreciate it. I need to get me
Thank
some
you.
sleep because my head is
For
burning. But
I'm
I
tired.
appreciate it. I get me too. So have yourself a good night. I'm going to end this live right now, and I will talk to you later. Okay?
All right.
All
Bye. Good
right.
night.
Bye. Okay, and y'all, thank you. This was amazing. Everybody have Sandy. Thank you, Monica, Michaela. Thank you, Carlos, for coming through from Unknown Hauntings. I've learned, like, y'all, when people go back and rewatch this live, y'all are going to learn a lot of information in this damn live, y'all. Who child? It's a lot. I'm really, really, really happy with the live. I miss you all, and this was very enjoyable. And I want y'all to rewatch this live because it's so much information in it about hauntings, demons, and blessing your home and things that you should, do and stuff like that, and herbs and everything that's been talked about in this live. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all catch the replay. But I got to go because it is time for me to lay my booty down. I'm going to watch me a movie once I add links and everything into the description. But I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. I love you, my ravens, and I got to go. I gotta go. It's been a long one. I've done like three lives today. Lordy mercy. On that note, may the gods and the goddesses watch over you and keep you safe from harm. And I wish you nothing but love, peace, and happiness and prosperity in your life. Take care. And I guess I'd say good night, but I'll also say good morning because it's now the AM. Bye, y'all. And I'm out.